All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. My name's Average, and we are taking a look at something very simple. You're probably gonna ask, why am I even doing a video on this? I'll explain. So, Hytale is a game. A lot of people are comparing it to, I don't know, the next Terraria and Minecraft combined into one, or like a spiritual successor to Minecraft. And I don't know if this is going to be true. I don't know what the quality of the game is going to be, okay? I don't really have much expectations about the gameplay. I barely even know what the game's going to be like. I don't even really know what it looks like. Ever since it first got announced, I don't know, I have not been that interested until now, once I heard about the modding potential of this game. So I was intrigued. I decided, let's buy it. Let's download the installer and let's install the game once and for all, right? So I thought, oh wow, they released the launcher. Maybe they released the game early. So I was like, oh, that's sick, dude. I'm gonna play Hytale now, dude. So, you log in and whatnot. So I logged in, and then obviously you're greeted with this very disappointing screen. Hytale is on the way. Return to Hytale on 2026, January 13th, which is very soon. Very, very soon. I think in about 16 or so hours, the game will be launched. So I think that's like 11 a.m. EST on the 13th. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys will be seeing this before then. And if you're seeing it after, then this probably isn't going to be that interesting to you at all. But I got interested and I thought, well, with Hytale, it's a launcher, right? What if I could break through to get the game? And I was like, if I could get the game, I could make the best fucking video ever. I could be like, Hytale 2026 leaks, early access 3 days early, because I started this triathlon of fucking what ended up being a huge waste of time. But I did find out a lot about the internals of Hytale. So what did I try first? Well, I thought to myself, okay, I mean, I see the patch lines here, right? You can like see them. It says release. Maybe there's another type of patch line. So I did the next best thing, and there's this tool called Fiddler Everywhere. And basically, what it allows you to do is monitor network traffic on your entire computer. Basically, it acts as a interim proxy, so it sits in the middle, and all the information goes through it, and you can process that information, inspect it however you like to do it. And so essentially, it's very simple to set up. You just click network capture here, and I actually already have it enabled, apparently. So, okay, now when I do anything with the Hytale launcher, firstly, I have to open it up. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And as you can see, there's a difference with how the launcher opened up, and that's because I accidentally forgot to turn off my two rules. So I'm gonna show you a fresh slate, okay? I don't want to spoil anything. I did not get access to the game early, by the way. I want to be upfront with that. I don't want to mislead anybody into watching this entire video if that's what you're here for. If you're here to understand the internals of Hytale a little bit better to the best of our ability right now, I'm gonna do exactly that. So what happens when you start up the Hytale launcher? So there's some stuff at the beginning here, and this stuff is like, kind of boilerplate. Like you might as well filter these things out. They're not really important until we get to, not this either, launcher.hytale.com 443. So this indicates that there is a subdomain, launcher.hytale, and then it's running on SSL, which is 443 HTTPS. So that's all standard, whatever. This is just, I guess, closing the connection for some reason, but we're also requesting this endpoint, which is the launcher.json. And for those of you who are a little bit unaware of how the web is structured, a lot of it is done with JSON. If I paste this into here, we'll get a bunch of basically a formatted data structure, and this contains launcher manifest information. So the download URLs for each version of the Hytale launcher. So these are the direct links to each one, and they're actually zipped. So this is what the installer will use, I believe, when you install Hytale. This is the assembly that it will use for the launcher. And you'll notice that this is actually different from what I downloaded earlier, because that was an installer, and this is straight up just the launcher. So if I open this up, you'll see, okay, it's the same thing, whatever. but I didn't have to install it. So this is the assembly without all of the extra bloat that the installer comes with. And if we actually go to, oh my god, yeah, you can see my fucking how much I've been working on this. I've been doing this for a while, okay? I am a fucking Hytale launcher aficionado because I have been trying for so long to get the game early access, and I've admitted defeat at this point. I'm not going to be able to do it, but I figure why not make a video about it, share what I learned, whatever. If we actually take a look at the launcher, we can open it up with 7-zip because, as you know, with these like kind of nullsoft specific installers, you can generally open them up as an archive and see the content. So we'll have the Hytale launcher.exe. This is actually this file here. And then inside of here, I looked through all of these. There's nothing really that interesting. There's a Modern Wizard BMP or bitmap, which is displayed on the the installer. Nothing interesting in here. I didn't really take a look at this, actually. I probably should have, but I did not. So I don't know. I don't think there's anything interesting in the installer itself. I don't think it downloads anything other than Visual C++ redistributables if you don't have it. So it's not really that interesting. There's nothing too cool about that. But let's continue. So we have here our Hytale launcher, and it's now connecting to the account data.hytale along with the my launcher or my account get launcher data arch, which is architecture, and then we have AMD 64. And then OS Windows. So it's kind of just, I guess, getting the data for the launcher. And as you can see here, this is my personal data for my account, which I'll show you. I don't mind showing you because I don't think that this part actually exposes anything. Oh, okay. I guess I can't show you in the browser because I need the bear token as in the header. And so here is the information that we actually get. We get when I've accepted the EULA, which is the user or end user license agreement, pretty standard. We have the owner, and I believe that's because this is actually a game profile, or I'm not really sure what owner means in this specific context. I have no idea. Patch lines, and this is the interesting thing that I want to point out because this is one of the first things that I noticed when I was looking through the network traffic here. And the reason being is that it's actually null. And for those of you who don't know, null means basically no value, undefined. Like this variable can have a value, but right now it does not. So I was like, okay, patch lines is null. That's interesting, considering we saw a patch line in the launcher, the release patch line. So what's up with that? Anyway, we have my profile, we have when I was created, and then we have the entitlements. So these are the actual individual identifiers for each plan or each package of the game, I guess, depending on which version you buy. So game.base is the standard, game.deluxe is this one, and game.founder is this one here. You can confirm this further if you go to /API/packages on the store. You'll notice that they have all of this stuff here, including the entitlement for each package. So they do match up with what you decide to get there, and that entitlement will be applied to your account. Okay, so one of the first things I tried to do was intercept the traffic. So it's not really, I guess it would be a considered man-in-the-middle attack. Basically, I added a rule here for Fiddler. When I actually request the launcher.json, what it's going to end up doing is inside of here, it's going to do a couple things. It's going to set my launcher branch to pre-release, and then it's also going to do the pre-release launcher.json, which I don't think exists. At least you don't have access to it regularly, but pre-release is something that I'll show you why I was investigating it later. This is actually a rule that I'm going to show you in a little bit. This one is the main one, I believe, that I had the most interesting results with, and that was actually just basically sending back a patch line. So I have patch lines here, and I have a pre-release patch line with the build version and the newest. I'm pretty sure that this is what the data structure is for the patch lines. This is exactly what it expects, I believe. Also, for fun, I just made my username Hypixel because I wanted to see maybe if my username was Hypixel, maybe they'd let me in. But no, they did not let me in, and I'm very upset about it, but it's okay. I'm not actually upset, by the way. But when you open it up, you'll notice, oh, I have my rules off, that's why. When I open it up now, you'll notice that it crashes. It says, oh, error checking for game update. No patch line available for channel release. Obviously, that's because they don't have the actual build on the release channel yet. There's nothing there. As far as I can understand, and as far as I've been able to tell, there's nothing there. So my next thing was, okay, well, fuck, like, what am I supposed to do now, right? Like, what am I supposed to do? I need access to the game. How am I going to get it? And so I went a step further, and I actually I downloaded this program, which apparently is provided by the NSA. It's open source. You can use it for free. It's called Gerda or Gidra. I don't know. I don't really know what it is. And then I also downloaded this called Gerda Go Analyze tool. Where is it? This one here, the Gidra Golang Analyzer extension. So I downloaded both of these, and the reason I installed the Golang version or extension is because I noticed in my app data, this is something else that I discovered as well. If you go to Hytale right here, there's WebView 2, right? And at first I was like, okay, what's WebView 2? Did a little research. It's basically just Microsoft Edge. You know how some things are Chromium based? This is WebView 2 based, which is Edge, as far as I understand it. And I also noticed there's a Hytale launcher log. So I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And this is a bunch of stuff that I had tested previously. You'll notice, some lot of bullshit that you wouldn't normally see. You would not normally see this giant wall. This is when I was trying to, we'll get into it. Okay. So yeah, not a whole lot going on here, but I did discover WebView 2, and that led me down the path of Go for Whales. This installer is WebView 2 based, so I was like, okay, maybe you can do Control-Shift-I. Nope. Maybe you can do F12 to open inspect element. Nope. So I was like, okay, well, what the fuck? And then I did some research, and basically, after decompiling it and looking through the game, they actually disable the ability to do that, which makes sense, right? You wouldn't really want people to use inspect element on it, would you? But I found a way around it, and while it doesn't unlock a whole lot to, the normal user wouldn't have, I'll run you through the process of actually using Gidra to do so, or to do this. So I'm just going to open it up here, Gidra run.bat. So yeah, it's an old looking tool, but it's not old. It's a Java application as far as I'm aware. And yeah, we're going to do this with the latest build that I just installed here. I think this is what the latest one is. Yeah, we're going to make a new project, and I'm just going to make it a non-shared one. And I'm going to call this Hytale launcher video because, this is for the video. Gotta have the Hytale launcher video. I'm going to make a folder in here, and I'm just going to call it Gidra. And I'm going to just paste this into here and press finish. And now we have our project. We need to drag and drop Hytale launcher.exe into there, and we're just going to press OK like so. Yep. And we're going to wait for it to import. All right, there we go. Now we need to open it up in the code browser, which will disassemble this basically to machine code. With the Go Analyzer function, you get a little bit of extra functionality, but not really. I mean, it's very bare bones. So you drag it into here. You say, what's going on here? Why is it not analyzing it? Normally it would pop up and say that your file system. Oh, there we go. Okay. So There we go. Now it's going to start analyzing. We're going to press OK. I usually went for these two, and I believe that was it. So if I just press analyze now and I press OK, it's going to start analyzing. And this takes quite a while. So I'm going to skip ahead to whenever this is done, which will probably be in several minutes. Oh yeah, I do want to mention one of the ways that I figured out that Hytale launcher used Go was because I tried to give it a request in Fiddler with with a patch line or something that it did not expect, and it told me that it was basically flat out using Go and it couldn't parse a struct. So that's how I knew that it was using Go, and it led me down this path, which I'll show you in a moment here. I thought to myself, so I need to get inspect element because I need to see what's in this release patch line thing. All right. Like I need to know what the fuck is the other option. Why can't I select it? What are they hiding underneath that? Right. And also with this check for updates button, maybe I could just download the game. Maybe I could do it. I have no idea. I was hopeful. I was naive and I was young. I was younger then. And now I really understand the depth that this goes. All right. They have locked it down, by the way. They have some pretty fucking good infrastructure. I have not really been able to find any exploits. And I've basically spent the last 3 days pen testing their whole infrastructure, by the way. It's pretty hard to get into. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. All security vulnerabilities that were on the stacks that they use, like for example, on their site, they use Astro.js. Very hard to get by. Cloudflare, despite me having some success with actually causing exploits, Cloudflare would usually block me from doing said exploits. So yeah, I couldn't really get anywhere with that. I did a lot of crawling, a lot of scraping their site, and I found a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of cool things. For example, one of those cool things is the Who Am I? This is something that Hytale will just run. I don't know why, it just randomly runs this, I guess, to get information about your user account. But yeah, like it just gives you a bunch of information about your user account. I don't know if there's something sensitive in here that I shouldn't be showing you guys, but whatever, fuck it. This is my account information. That's my email. If you want to email me, go ahead. You know that I'm 20 years old now. So if you go here to this backend account schemas thing, it also gives you a schema of just a backend account for a person, which I thought was kind of cool. This is just, a standard API schema. Another thing that was happening with Fiddler, by the way, is this Sentry would, this is basically its reporting system is what Sentry is. So when it, sees something or notices something that probably shouldn't be happening, it actually sends a report to Hytale themselves. Guys, please don't fucking ban me. I'm sorry, okay? Like I was excited to play the game, all right? So don't ban me for all of what I did. I know it was wrong. I didn't really do anything too wrong, I would say. I didn't do anything wrong, okay? I was completely fine, completely innocent, but I noticed that they have this massive thing that they send with Sentry. There's a lot of stuff in here, and it also shows you, what patch line and whatnot you use, and it shows that my username's Hypixel, so that's kind of funny. Shows you the selected channel. And that's when I kind of understood that, yeah, it was on the release channel. This is the version, platform Go. So there you go. There's another little kind of just Sentry.go. Some clarification on how I found out that it was Go. It also lists a lot of modules that they do use, including itch.io archive, and a bunch of other itch.io stuff for the game chunking. The game will download in chunks and only download things that are necessary to be replaced, so you don't have to download the full package each time. And then we got Whales, Go WebView 2. So Whales app, I think it's kind of like Electron. I don't know. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I haven't done a whole lot of research into what it is, and I don't know the Go ecosystem that well. And then, yeah, Hytale launcher at the end here. It's on the develop. I don't know. I guess it's the develop version, which is interesting. And then, yeah, no patch lines available. Gave me a bunch of stuff. It revealed some paths that are not mine. I don't have a Hypixel user on my computer. This is likely because this is a stack trace, it's using this from whatever machine built this assembly for the launcher. And there's a bunch of these here as well. Yeah, so some pretty, I don't know, interesting stuff. I don't know if you guys find that interesting, but I did want to explain a little further as to how I figured out that it was running Go, because, you know, it would be weird to just guess. Although knowing that it's WebView 2, if I had some more knowledge on WebView 2, I would know that as well. Anyway, we have finally decompiled the thing. That took about 20 minutes, I think, or 15 minutes. I don't even know. A long fucking time. It takes a while. Every time this would happen, I would just do like some push-ups and fucking go get something to eat because it would take forever. And I had to do this several fucking times. So now you might be wondering, like, okay, well, what is this absolute disaster that you're showing me? I hate it. And, you know, honestly, so do I. And for the longest time, I didn't know that there was a dark mode, but you have to apply it in Ghidra. Oh, theme right here, switch. You could actually just change it to dark theme. I was using this one for the longest time, which I was like using this shit late at night and it was just blinding me. But I was so dedicated. Oh, fuck. So dedicated to the cause to maybe, just maybe get access to Hytale early, which I didn't end up doing. But I had some fun along the way. And that's why I want to do this video again. I keep on saying this. Fuck, I keep on rambling. Okay, anyway. So, guys, here is the rundown. You'll have this. This is just the entire assembly from every single section of it, from the beginning to the very fucking end. This is every single piece of machine code that is in here. All of the assembly is here. You can see every not every instruction or value. Some of them are not able to be found for whatever reason, but you'll notice you have some sections here, each containing different things. What I find kind of cool is, like, if you will just scroll down here, every once in a while you'll just come across like a fucking image. Let's see if I can find one. Yeah, every once in a while you'll just see a fucking image like this, and you'll be like, what the hell? What the fuck? It's so weird seeing this in an editor, honestly. Here's the little bug report button right here. This is, I don't know what the fuck this, I guess this is just like the background or something. Actually not sure what part that is, to be honest. But yeah, you'll see a bunch of stuff like this. And here's, you know, this is like a bunch of strings because, you know, for whatever reason, Go puts all of the strings at the end as a blob, I believe. And, like, there's some things that make me, like, that used to make me excited and go, oh my god, I'm getting close. Like, edition 9999 test only. Like, what the fuck is that? That's like, that's gotta mean we're getting somewhere close, right? But probably not, I don't think. At least, not that I'm aware of. There's edition 2024, edition 2023. Proto 3, which I'm assuming is like prototype 3. I think these are all like previous version names, I believe. I don't know. Again, this is just disassembled stuff. Edition Proto 2, Legacy Edition, Unknown Edition, and then we just got like some random other fucking strings. You'll find tons of shit in this. You'll find tons of shit, but anyway, so yeah, this is the assembly. This is whatever, like, what I'm looking at. Like, let's say I'm looking at, hopefully whoever's watching this video has a little bit of background information on programming. For those of you guys who don't know, I am a software developer. That's my career path of choice. So if you, like, click a method here, this is a method in, I guess, Go. This is a Go method specifically. So this isn't anything Hytale specific, but you'll see it's like expected C code, which is honestly, it's not even that much easier to read than this, but yeah, that's what kind of what you get. So this is the C decompiled code. This is just assembly instructions, basically all of that good stuff. Okay, so down here we have the data types. So you have the built-in data types of Ghidra, and then you also have Hytale launcher data types. So a lot of these are gonna just be Go data types. However, we can scroll down and we can see some things like account.patchline. And this is how I figured out that the structure of the patch line is most likely build version and newest, because there you go. It says it in plain text right there. You got your account, struct, you got your token, all that good stuff, your profile with the entitlements and whatnot. You got a bunch of stuff in here. You could go and review this yourselves if you like. There's tons of stuff that I won't go over because, I mean, it would take me fucking forever to go over every single thing that I found. However, one of the things I'm going to show you now, this is the symbol tree, and this is where you can look up all sorts of symbols, whether that be functions, namespaces, or like imports, things from other libraries, whatever you want. You can look up basically anything that means anything here. And so this is one thing that I found, and I think it's called prevent. We'll see it somewhere. Yeah, prevent env and registry overrides. And I was very excited to see this because this got me a step closer to actually being able to have more control over the launcher. And I'll show you why that was the case. So here you'll notice, like, okay, it's very fucking hard to understand what's going on here without taking like a very long look at it and being like, okay, this is what that does. Right. All right. Jesus Christ. That took me fucking forever. So that's why I kind of, for the code part, I looked at this a lot. In conjunction, I also used IDA, by the way, but I found Ghidra was generally better to work with for me personally. I really got into a flow with Ghidra. So anyway, here you have prevent env and registry override. So this is part of the Whales app, the Go WebView 2 app, which again is what the Hytale launcher is built with. So why is this of any kind of value to us? Well, it's because we can see here that they're actually disabling certain environment variables so that we cannot access more information about the launcher. And, I don't really like being restricted. So something very interesting that you can do with Ghidra is right click here where it says compare. This is a assembly instruction that's comparing some registries and some pointers and whatever else. I don't fucking know really what it's doing. But if we right click this, we can actually say patch instruction, and it will construct our little assembler for us. And it will tell you what your processor rating is. Mine's apparently gold, so I should never encounter an error. I didn't really know what to do with that information. I always, when I saw that, I thought there would be an error popping up, but there's no fucking error. I don't know why it says that. Anyway, so CMP here, we can just delete this and we can say ret, which is short for return. And that in programming language just basically means stop the execution of the function any further. So it won't get to these parts where it sets, WebView 2 to whatever value and this to whatever value, whatever. You get the point. As you can see here now in the C code, the function just immediately returns. Another thing you could do is just no op it, no operation. I think it's NOP. It will do the same fucking thing. So now I was like, okay, fuck yeah, I want to test this. And it's quite easy to do, thankfully, with Ghidra. So I'm just going to save the launcher, and you can go here to File and go to Export Program. And I'm just going to point it to the folder that we're in here. And I'm going to make a new folder, actually, called Patches. And we're going to call this Hytale Launcher 2.exe. And we're going to select the output file, but we're not going to use a Ghidra zip file. We're just going to use a original file like so. And we're going to press OK. And thankfully, this part takes little to no time at all. It's done. It's done. And now we have our custom patched Hytale launcher. Fuck yeah. We're in business, baby. All right, so I clicked on it. I opened it up. Oh, well, we already have one open. I also want to turn off the fiddler rules because that's going to fuck with it. So I opened it up and it looked exactly the same. But now I knew one thing. I have more access than I did before. And I'll show you how to get more access to this. So it's actually this specific one here. Web view to additional browser arguments. They disable this, or at least give it some random value. I don't know what the value is. What do they give the value? I think they just give it an asterisk, maybe, or something. I'm not, wait. I'm not totally sure what they give the value of this to, but either way, it's important to note. We're going to open this in terminal, and we are going to do this equals, and we're going to say remote debugging port equals 9222. And we're just going to end that and press enter. And here we go. Now, if we run Hytale through the terminal, you'll notice everything's pretty much the same, except one main difference. If we go into something like Microsoft Edge, and I'm using Edge because, not because I'm edgy and I'm an edger or whatever, but because we can use this to remotely connect to the launcher. So if I go to, okay, this is where we wanted to go. So why is this of importance? We can type in localhost 9222, oh shit, sorry. Okay, guys, I actually did it wrong. I did it wrong. I'm sorry, everybody. I did it wrong. So it's env. I don't know PowerShell that well. Okay, please forgive me. It's basically the same fucking thing, all right? So you just press enter to set the environment variable and reopen the launcher. And now, I don't want to connect to my TV, but in fact, if we spam this enough fucking times, eventually we'll see this. Oh, Hytale launcher. Amazing. Let's inspect it. What are we going to get here? And this is where things got very interesting for me. And I was like, wow, okay, this is pretty cool. Because not only do we have the Hytale launcher, but we have the full fucking web front end part of it in our hands. And we can do whatever the fuck we want, basically. I mean, not really, but we can do whatever we want within the front end that they've given us here. And we're not supposed to have access to this. Remember, we had to do a lot to get here, all right? So this is special. Anyway, so one of the first things I did was I went here, and obviously I took the little inspection thing, and I was like, okay, what's the other option? And to my fucking extreme disappointment, I saw the only other option was literally just the fucking release. And if you go here and you do high drop down, not disabled, you know, it really doesn't fucking do anything else. There's only one option. In fact, I don't even think this is a real selection. Like, you can't actually select anything with this. As far as I understand, this is the only value that this can really have right now in its current state. I could set it to whatever the fuck I want, but it doesn't mean anything. Okay, then I was like, all right, what about check for updates? What if I just fucking allow me to use the button? So check for updates. Oh, what's this? I got a fucking promise rejection. That's not fun. Error checking for game update. No patch line available for channel release. Same error as before. And if we walk through it, we'll eventually get to this boring ass screen. And yeah, we can press relaunch if we want. And it'll just take us right back here to where we started. So then I was a bit mad and I was like, fuck me. Like, what is up with this? I see that we're at /game unavailable. So I'm like, okay, can I go to the login? And then it was like, no, you obviously can't, you fucking idiot. And I was like, okay, well, this isn't really getting me anywhere. So then I asked my little buddy Gemini about some things about whales, because I didn't really know that much about whales. But now I know a lot about whales. And I know that you basically have access to whatever functions that are publicly accessible to Go in here, And this is written in Vue and uses the Vue router. So I believe I have the command somewhere here saved. Yeah, so this const router equals document query selector hashtag app. That is selecting, well, it's not here now because we're in a page 404 error. Did the thing crash? Did the actual fucking... Okay, I think we're going to need to reopen it because I might have fucked it up, actually. I'm not really sure. I might have killed the launcher somehow. So we're just going to close that and close this as well and then reopen the launcher. But don't worry. We'll get back to where we were fairly quickly. This for some reason, this has thrown me off so many fucking times. That's like, why? Why can't it just work? You know, like it's fucking there. I know it's there. Anyway, so yeah. We can go here, console, and I'll show you again now that we can actually see it. We got this, ID equals app, data v app, data v this. That means it's using Vue. If we go here, we can confirm it further. These are Vue components. Use I18N, that's Vue I18 library, internationalization library. All of this points towards this is a Vue application. So you can access the router in a Vue application by doing the following. And now, even though it says undefined, you can do router push and I can go to launch game. And oh, look at this. You are currently offline and Hytale is not installed. How about you go fuck yourself? So anyway, we got to a new screen. It's super exciting or whatever. I see my username, which isn't Hypixel because I turned off the rule. But if I wanted it to be Hypixel, it could be Hypixel. Anyway, yeah, so as you notice, going here and then going out shows the play button. And at this moment, oh my God, you don't even know how fucking excited I was. I was like, holy shit. It's the fucking Hytale launcher. I did it. I fucking cracked the code until I pressed play. And then I was disappointed with this screen where it made me go offline. And then anytime I went online, it would just take me back here. So I'm like, okay, well, fuck. I guess I'm screwed. Some other things I want to run you through here is the existence of the Go functions, I guess, that you can execute through here. They're kind of like back-end calls, I guess, or like server actions that you can execute. Because Go is the server, this is the front end, Whales, Vue, all of this shit is the front end. And Go is the kind of underlying back end of this launcher. If I go to window.go, you'll notice, oh, what's this app? Oh, what's this app? Another app? Oh, wow. Look at all these awesome commands that you can run. And yes, you can run these commands. It's pretty cool. I know it's pretty fucking awesome. So let's just get down to business. We can accept the EULA for a second time if we really wanted. It has been fulfilled. Amazing. We already accepted it though, so it's not really anything that cool. But here is where I discovered the existence of a pre-release branch. And that is if you go to get user channels and we look at the promise, we can see there is a pre-release in there. There is a pre-release in there. So then I was like, oh my fucking God, there's a whole other channel that I had no idea about. So I was like, okay, let's set the channel, which is a thing you can do, by the way, to pre-release. And I was like, okay, I cracked the code again. I'm a genius. I'm so smart. You'll notice it changes in the patch line. It's actually different. Wow, this is amazing. I fucking did it. I cracked the code. I broke the system. I hacked it. And then and then I was like, okay, let's go to launch game. Now I have the fucking pre-release version. Nope. No, you fucking don't. You're an idiot for even thinking that you were smart in any way. It likes to deny you just like that, and then it sends you back to the release patch line like a scrub. One interesting thing here is that you can just generate infinite amounts of OAuth URLs. Generate OAuth URL right here. So boom, and then you can get this and you know, I don't know if this is something that you guys will fucking hack into my mainframe with. I'm not really sure really if that exposes any sensitive information. I have no fucking idea. But What I do know is there are still some interesting things that I'd like to show you. Get game version. This will probably eventually have the actual version, but it does not. It's null. So that didn't work either. Apply updates. This just says fuck you. I think you might have to pass it a true. Or no, maybe not. Maybe that's not what this one was. Okay, so I don't know. There's no updates basically. You're just an idiot. So if you even tried to check for updates, you wouldn't. Oh, that's apply updates. Sorry. There's check for updates, which we can do. Whoops. And this will break because this is the one you need to pass an argument into. I don't know. I just pass in true and it works. Well, not really, but it at least gets a bit further. It sends us a promise back. And it says, oh, boo-hoo, error checking for game update. No patch line available for channel release. Like it always fucking does, because it's a bitch. So, yeah, I mean, there's no updates, really. It's the same bullshit. Yeah. If we do check for check for freestanding launcher update, that's basically the same, except it checks the launcher. If it's the latest version, it is not. So, there you go. It's false. And we can go on and on. I can print it nicely for you guys here so you can get a good idea of everything that you can do with these Go like server actions. So there's cancel updates, delete user data. And I was going through all of this. I was like, is there anything interesting? Check network mode. I mean, that could be something, right? I'm just kind of giving you guys the experience, my experience that I was having. And it's a lot more fun when everything takes 12 hours to do. But yeah, they're expecting, oh, right, there's supposed to be 2 things. So I think you're supposed to give it like online or something. And then the whatever like the expected value is maybe. So you're seeing like, oh, is my network mode online false? Let's see. I don't fucking know. And I probably typed them in the wrong. Yeah, I typed them in the wrong arrangement. Sorry. It's false, and then it's online, I believe. And, for whatever reason, it says that I'm not online. I don't know why. Does this actually fucking... maybe I'm misunderstanding how this works. I don't know. I don't know if I actually ever checked how it worked. Okay. So you can do a initial network check, go online button. There's a ton of stuff that I did not see here, actually. That's kind of what's fun about diving into things like this. You're not really supposed to see this. It's just like random shit. So I guess I could check the initial network check. Okay, that's false. So that means that initial network check, I don't really know what the fuck this does. All right, I have no clue. It's a function that I didn't make, okay? I'm not sure what it does. You can do other stuff, get installed games, which I have none of, get last good known version. I don't have any of those. Get launcher off mode. I think that gives you, okay, so I guess I'm a 0. I don't really know what that means either. I think this has something to do with, whether it's offline or online. I can't really remember. And I think if it's offline, it'll try and start the game if you already have the game downloaded. From what I remember reading in the Go disassembled code, that's what it does. Okay, what else do we got here? We got get channel. We can see what channel am I on. Oh, I'm on release. Awesome, I guess. Not actually on anything because I can't fucking download the game. Sorry, you guys can see there's some passion that went into this, okay? I could even open my Hytale directory from here. And that's probably because you can do that right here. So that this button will literally make the call to open this. It'll do the exact same fucking thing. It's literally just this button does that. That's basically it. So yeah, disappointed and kind of upset that I couldn't get anywhere with this. I was like, okay, well, what other fucking paths are there? There's got to be others, right? I mean, wrong and also right. There's not really any other paths. It's mostly the same. You get slash, which goes to init, and init is the the beginning screen where you have like fucking your bullshit where it says like, oh, sign in. That's basically the or actually I don't know what the fuck init is. I can't really remember, but it's not anything important, I don't think. Game unavailable. The game's fucking unavailable. You got end user license agreement, all that good shit in here. This is, you know, just the JavaScript in one single bundle. So it's basically all the good shit that you could ever imagine here. You got fucking everything in here, dude. You got everything. You got the Curse Glow PNG, the Curse Portal Front PNG, Curse Tentacles. Oh, there's so much good stuff in here, dude. You got their direct Discord link. You got some, localization keys. There's a lot of great stuff in here, but what there isn't is the fucking game. So that got me very disappointed, and at this point, I was ready to give up. I was ready to give up and say, fuck it, I am done. And I kind of wish I did, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because it led me down a whole other rabbit hole and taught me something very fucking annoying about modifying assemblies, such as this one. Because I thought, what if I just open the launch? What if the reason why I can't download these things is because my launcher is a release build, right? When you open the launcher, it says release. It's locked to release, always. So what if I made it so that we could lock the launcher down to whatever I wanted, okay? And this got me in a whole world of trouble, okay? A whole fucking world of trouble. For very, very little reward, by the way, although it was kind of rewarding in some ways, because I learned how to do something kind of cool, in my opinion. So I thought, okay, I'm going to look for the string, because yes, you can look for any kind of string that you want here. Literally fucking anything. So I could just type in Hypixel, for example, and it'll find me every time Hypixel is mentioned in the code. So yeah, here you can see all the kind of references of Hypixel. You got your Hypixel, com.hypixel.hytale launcher. Here you have literally the entirety of one of the scripts on the front end. It's just in a fucking string, which is kind of funny. But yeah, you can find all sorts of weird shit on here. This is the directory structure. So they actually, from what I can understand, built this on a Windows a machine, which makes sense because this is the Windows build. I'm sure if they did it on, something else, then it would match that file structure more. And so yeah, you can search up any string. So what I did was I searched up release, and I was like, okay, release it is, I guess. And so I went here. I was like, okay, we got the release string. We can change it to whatever we want, right? That's what you would think. You would think, oh, I can change this to whatever I want. No, actually, you cannot do that, because guess fucking what? There's this thing called a fixed string size. This one only has 8 bytes allocated, or 7 even, unfortunately, which is very sad. Okay, it's very sad because pre-release does not fit into here. So then I was like, okay, well, if I can't, I'll show you, by the way, that you definitely cannot fucking. So you can do patch data, and let's just try pre-release. What happens? Oh, encoded string does not fit. So you can't put it in there, which is very depressing. But then I realized that staging 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That matches the size of release. So I was like, okay, staging it is. We're on the staging build now, baby. And then I also wanted to make sure that every single place where it said release, we would replace it with staging. And I didn't want to replace any places where it didn't need to be replaced, or where replacing it could break it. So I did it manually. I went through and, I was like, release. And I just I replaced every single one with staging. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll show you the process of that. There aren't too many areas. From what I remember, there was only 3 areas where I actually changed it. This is a actual Go variable length string. You'll see, oh, it's a variable length string, but it only has 8 bytes allocated. It has the length, and it has 7 characters. So yeah, again, you can't make this pre-release, but you can patch it, and unfortunately, because this is an array, you have to do this really fucking stupidly, and you have to go one by one. Oh, I'm gonna fucking edit this, patch the data of this. We're going to change this to S. And yes, you literally have to do this. Or the alternative is you can open this up in the byte editor, like so. And you can, if you know the exact characters that you want, you can actually put them in here. So this is actually the quickest way of doing that. And I will say, one thing that's better about IDA is this. You can just edit a address as a string. A normal string. You can just do that, which is so nice. Oh, I didn't actually realize that there was an ASCII view. I guess you can. Okay, never mind. I learned something every time I open this program. So then you have to click this up here, this little pencil, and yeah, we can just change this to staging like so. Boom, there we go. Now we got staging. And then do we need to apply this? Okay, I think we can just unclick that. And yeah, so now it says staging. And then there, I'm pretty sure, is one last place that I remember changing. So we're going to change this to staging as well. Let's do that really quickly. We can just patch the data on this one and write staging. Boom. Okay. So let's save it. And yeah, let's export the program and see if anything changes whatsoever. And I'll give you a hint. It actually does. Whether you would like to believe me or not, it really does. And I'll show you that in a moment here. So we'll open up Hytale Launcher 3. Okay, just making sure I don't have it open already. Your session's no longer valid. Please sign in to continue. Well, that's fucking weird. It didn't do that before. And it says staging down here now. What the fuck? What the fuck? I was thinking to myself, I just cracked the code. I did it. This is different. So then I pressed sign in, and then I was met with one of my least favorite screens, and it's this one. Because this screen is what you see whenever you change the launcher version to anything other than release. That also goes for pre-release. Despite it making sense that it wouldn't, it still goes to the staging environment. It always goes to the staging environment. And, you know, just to try it out, I put 2 different emails in here, and I was like, really hoping that for some fucking reason it would send me the code. But it never sent me the code. It never sent me the fucking code. And I was very disappointed in this realization. As well as this, though, I discovered a few other things. One of those being the existence of arcanitegames.ca. Now, this, when you go to it, takes you here. So if you want to access accounts.arcanite games, you are interacting with the Hytale staging environment. This is their staging server. So yeah, I don't know what Arcanite Games is. I don't know the origin of Hypixel Studios or whatever happened there. I don't know if it was called Arcanite Games at one point, or what the fucking deal with that is. I don't know. It's none of my business, and honestly, I don't really fucking care. All I need to know is that this exists now, okay? This is now locked into my memory, Arcanite Games, and unfortunately, you're basically met with this Cloudflare Zero Trust screen every fucking directory you go. And so this kind of ends the road of how far I got, because the interesting thing about the Hytale launcher actually is that if your release name or whatever is anything other than release, I mentioned this earlier, it'll take you to the staging environment. Me, as a youngin' back in the day, 3 days ago, I did not know this. I did not know that if you typed in anything other than release, it would just send you to the nether realm. I didn't know. So I tried many different variations of the string here. I tried, develop, or devel or something. And then I tried pre-rel with a dash in the middle, because I'm like, okay, I don't know, maybe it'll work. But no, nothing worked. It all took me to the same fucking page, this one here. So I was very sad about this. I was extremely disappointed in this realization that I would not get access to Hytale. But then I remembered something. I remembered that I have access to the inspect element. I have access to the dev tools, right? So I can theoretically, okay, I think this one's, no, we did launch this one in the thing. Sometimes you do have to, make a new window and whatnot and do this all over again, which is kind of annoying, but you do have to do it. There we go. See? So in the previous thing, I showed you that, we could change our route, right? We could change it to the launch game route or to wherever we want it. So launch game, boom. Oh wait, we don't actually have the router defined yet, so you got to do that first. Sorry. There it is. Okay, and then now we can go to launch game. And I was like, okay, like this is the furthest I've gotten, but we're in offline mode. Why are we in offline mode? That's very disappointing. So I checked Fiddler. Fiddler just says, oh, you're fucking stupid for even trying to go to here. The provided authorization grant or refresh token's invalid. Well, that sucks. Because Arcanite Games has nothing to fucking do with Hypixel.com or whatever the domain is. They aren't the same. Arcanite Games is the staging server, and Hytale.com is the production release server. So, yeah, I was kind of disappointed by this. Also, I noticed that there is a launcher feed for staging, which I didn't see in the other one. It is not publicly available, far as I could tell. If you go here, I don't think you get anything. If I change this to Hytale.com and I go here, I don't think you get anything. Oh, you actually do, but you get articles and there's nothing there because obviously the game is not fucking released. Pre-release, as can be expected, doesn't have anything either, very disappointingly. So at this point, I was very upset. I was very sad. And honestly, I was ready to give up. It says staging. Wow, that's so fucking cool. And if I turn this into not disabled and I click it, it will actually, for some reason, check for updates. And yes, you will get this massive fucking thing. This is what I was showing you previously in the logs. So yeah, we got some reports to Sentry here. It's complaining. It's tattletaling on us because, we're doing something bad. We're bad boys here. We're really bad boys. I mean, honestly, yeah, we're definitely doing something that was never intended to be done by a normal user at the very least. But I'm not a normal user, okay? They should have expected a user like me to be at least a little bit interested in if they could get access to Hytale early, and I was so fucking interested. I spent probably like 30 hours in total, maybe 24, I don't know, trying to get this to work, and I could not. I was very fucking upset because I couldn't get it to work, and that's why I'm making this video, because I'm kind of just honestly using it as a bit of a distraction before the game does come out, because at this point I am so excited for this just so I can see what the fuck happens. That, yeah, I mean, I'm actually genuinely quite excited to see what will happen. I hope the game is good, and I'm especially interested in modding it. That's kind of the whole reason I'm even getting into this. Why I was so stoked, because I wanted to get like one of the first servers. I wanted to do one of the, all of the stuff. I was very ambitious going into this. For good reason. I was excited. There's a new game. There's a lot that could be done with a new game. So yeah,
this didn't work. And the next thing that I decided to do was, and so yeah, then I just started kind of fucking around. Like, what is there? What is there in this? So I started looking up some stuff, like I looked up secret for one. I wanted to see if there were any secrets that they hid in here. Maybe there were, maybe they weren't. I don't know. Would be cool. And yeah, I saw a bunch of like random shit like this, bunch of variables that aren't really that cool client secret. Like these are just straight up variables. They're not like, they don't really lead anywhere. They get used, but then they get put into pointers or registries that kind of become very obfuscated and hard to fucking understand anything that's really going on. So yeah, it's hard to make much of assembly. It's very hard for me to read and interpret properly. I'm sure it is for you guys as well watching this video, unless you are very experienced in this stuff, which I am not. This was my first time doing anything. Well, not really, but this was this was the first time I ever decompiled Go for sure. It wasn't my first time looking at assembly, but every time I do, I just get proceedingly more fed up with how shit machine code is. I hate it so much, and it's because I don't understand it, and I haven't really taken the time to learn it, but it's just very frustrating to work with sometimes, especially in this kind of environment. I wrote several scripts like this to directly fetch, like for example, I'm pretty certain that there is a release 1250 version. So this is a valid link, and actually your Hytale launcher will at some point try and go here. I can't remember how exactly I did it, but it did try and make a request here. And so I was like, okay, that's cool. Or I don't think it made a request here exactly, but it made a request something along these lines. I don't think it gave me a release though. So I had to guess this, and it's a number. So I found somewhere number 1250, and I was just like, okay, there's probably a version 1250. And if I fetch this, and if I turn off this, it'll say that, okay, my token's invalid. That's because it actually is invalid, and it has expired since the last time I used it. But it would basically just say no access to patch lines. And so that basically, I was like, fuck, okay, like my account just literally has no access to patch lines. And I tried testing, I tried pre-release, I tried, the regular release, I tried fucking everything. I even tried it on the other domain. What is it? I always forget the name of it. Arcanite Games. I tried generating an Arcanite Games OAuth token, hoping that like, oh, maybe they'd fucking let me in, maybe like all you need to do is request a token from the thing. Maybe all you need to do is request a token. And no, that's not the case. You won't get a fucking staging token. Okay. Like, come on. Can't be that fucking. And I tried to do it on Arcanite Games. Obviously, you can't get in. And I tried a bunch of different things. I tried dev, release, whatever. Didn't let me in. Didn't let me in no matter what I did. And obviously, I used my Hytale authorization key. And that's why I was trying to get an OAuth token so I could use it here for Arcanite Games. Because I thought, like, if I could get an OAuth token from Arcanite Games, then I could get the patch from Arcanite Games. But no, I didn't get any of it. I couldn't do it. It was just, no, it was impossible. I don't know. They got it locked down, guys. They really do. They really have it locked down, and good on them for taking the proper precautions and making things very secure. I read about what they have actually done, the standards that they follow, and honestly, taken some inspiration from it. Hytale.com on cert.sh, which is where you can look up SSL certificates and where they are linked. There's so many domains on here that, it would take you a very long time to go through all of these. None of them expose any IP address. None of these None of these expose a public IP address. Some of them expose like intranet local IP addresses. None of these whatsoever, from my understanding, have exposed an IP address. Because I thought maybe if I could get the IP address, I could get through the Cloudflare access thing. But no, I couldn't. Like they did a really good job with the security of this. They must have hired a pen testing team. I mean, I'm assuming they did. I don't know what the scale of the operation is, but they got a pretty good fucking operation going. Arcanite Games is it .ca or what? Yeah, arcanitegames.ca is very similar. It actually repeats a lot of the same stuff. And you can see that they are still, accessing the Arcanite games actively. So it is their staging server. 100% it's their staging server. I just can't get in. I just can't get in. And it was a bit of a defeating moment. But it was very fun, actually. And I don't know if I did get into their server somehow and I got a build of Hytale, that would have been cool. That would have been very cool. But I also learned a lot of cool stuff along the way. And I am pretty content with where it went. And considering that it's coming out tomorrow, I'm not all that upset about it. I mean, I didn't waste that much time on this. I mean, I definitely wasted a lot of time. But it could have been a lot more, it could have been months. It could have been years. There's also like some weird stuff that I found in here. I don't know what this is exactly from, but like, I don't know. I'll just read some of this out to you. Showing the interest in place of turn of the head of Lord of the politic ally has its own educational approval of some of the each other behavior of and because and another rapper read on recorded in black quote may include the world scan led tour furs to a border equals 0 government winning the resulted in while the Washington like what is this, what the fuck is this? Like I think that they're just strings in the wrong order, but like why was this even in the text anyway? Like, what the fuck, like, is this text? I thought this was very strange when I first saw it, and honestly, I still do. Ministry of Movement off formulationist required. And then there's like what would have been a style sheet link that goes into another link, which it's not an actual link. I don't know. It's just very fucked up. And this goes on for a while too. Like it does not end. Oh, never mind. It does end. This part I don't understand. There's like a fucking, I see vnd.nintendo.snes.rom application. Why would that be in there? And also, what is that? I'm gonna look that up real quick. Is that some kind of library? vnd.snes ROM application. It's a standardized MIME type used to identify SNES game ROMs. It's a file format recognized by SNES emulators. Okay, so why is that in here? Why the fuck is that in here? That's very weird and kind of interesting. I wonder what the possible reason for that is. I don't know. Here's a bunch of like Hytale CSS for their install button specifically, which we don't get access to. Microsoft Programa de Instalación error socanito del Programa de Installation failed. You need Windows 2000 Service Pack 4 or higher for whatever this was. I don't know why this is in here. Like, again, where do these strings come from? Like, It's so weird, and I don't know, maybe somebody can fill me in on why these could be here, but it's very weird. It's very weird to me, and it's so interesting to see all of these in the Hytale launcher because why is it fucking in there? What is this weird ass string that's like just Kazalu, like it's all caps letters, like just random fucking gibberish. Yugzavs. Maybe this is like um intentional stuff to obfuscate things. I don't know. I honestly have no fucking idea.
All right, guys, this is a little bit later, but there is something I did want to show you guys because I thought it was kind of interesting. While I was looking through the CRT-SH, which lists a lot of subdomains of Arcanite games, I noticed this one here, highallegro.arcanitegames.ca, and I actually went to this and it takes you to this, and I'm not really sure what this is. And I don't know if this is actually on the Hytale Games or Hytale.com domain. There we go. I don't think it's here. Yeah, no. So this is like a specific to Arcanite Games thing. And I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if anybody knows. I did look up High Allegro a little bit. And what I found was basically a Twitter post right here. Oh wait, maybe it's this guy. Allegro Hytale. CC. Is this somebody who works for Hytale or is their name just Hytale? I create innovative content for the Hytale game with a deep passion and creativity in the dynamic gaming world. I don't know. I don't know what exactly this is. But yeah, I saw this Twitter post of this guy asking to be a playtester. I think that could actually be the same person. Yeah. Oh, he's a Hytale partner. Okay. So they've got to, like, I don't know. They've got to have some kind of partnership with this guy. I don't know why he has his own subdomain. Maybe he's a playtester. Not totally sure, but I thought I should show this to you guys. Just, I don't know, because I thought it was interesting. But yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm going to end it here because I am tired of looking at this. I have looked at it so much, and I'm sure there's some stuff. There definitely is some things that I can't seem to find again that was interesting before. Hytale will be out tomorrow, and I'm pretty excited for it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to get into the modding side of things. I'm really excited to get into that personally. I think it's going to be a lot of fun just to mod a new game and see, what it's all about. But hopefully you guys took away something from this video. Decompiling applications is tough. I would not recommend it unless you want to go down a rabbit hole. But for now, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.